Howdy folks, it's Tall Turtle here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're going to start another bush trip because we have a few more to do until we catch up until the next world update. And if you're wondering why there's been such a gap between bush trip videos, especially with the last bush trip being all spread out, it's because I kind of forgot to edit a bunch of stuff. My family life has been pretty crazy. We're nearing the end of the school year. My wife had some big accomplishments that we were doing and things like that, and the weather is finally nice here in Minnesota. It's gone from 40 degrees to about 90 degrees in 2 days. Like it's 40, 40, 40, 50, 60, 90, 90, 90, 90. That's how Minnesota weather is. So we've been outside enjoying it. So there you go. If you're wondering why the previous bush trip was all spread out, if you're wondering why this bush trip is probably also spread out, it's because I forgot to edit stuff. I looked at my list and I'm like, oh, I am like 7 videos behind in editing. So that's kind of funny back of the house stuff. But anyway, here we go. What bush trip do we have next? We've got 4 left, I think, to do till we're caught up to the next one, next world update. Let's go here and let's go back to here. So Kimberley Coast, Northwestern Kimberley Coast. So let's click on it and let's see what it tells us. It says Northwestern Australia's Kimberley Coast is a realm of incredible pristine beauty seen by few. Here, the harsh desert meets the waters of the Indian Ocean, along a shoreline of cliffs, vast number of islands and beaches that disappear into the distance. In this bush trip, you'll be treated to aerial views of the very best of this region. Beginning at Beagle Bay Airport, the journey winds, not winds, winds along landscapes and seascapes of the coast, allowing intimate views of natural detail as well as broad grand vistas of sea, land, and sky. The flight ends on the Mitchell Plateau, a feature surrounded by low mountains and hills that is one of the least populated areas, not just in Australia, but on the entire planet. And then we don't worry about back on track, and there are no achievements for this flight at this time. All right, oh my word. So there's 2 short ones, and then there's one really long one. Yikes, that makes me nervous because if you screw up in the middle of it, then you have to redo the leg. Like if you overspeed or turn too sharply, put any stress on the aircraft, or crash, then you have to redo the leg. So that's kind of nerve-wracking. But anyway, I like them when they're like 35 minutes or so. So these 2 are more reasonable at 25 minutes. First landing, though, is a sandy desert strip cut out of the trees. Second landing is also a dirt strip cut out of the trees. And our third one is a bigger dirt strip cut out of the trees. So anyway, you guys all know the drill by now. I assume it's 1 leg per video. And after we learn to fly this VL3, it's been a while, but 1 leg per video. So we'll do this in 3 videos. Again, sorry that they're spread all out, but I just forgot to edit stuff. So anyway, let's get past that and let's get flying. Alright, so here we are on the aircraft, and what I did is I actually quit the sim and came back. So we wouldn't have a GPS for the first leg, but it stayed. So apparently only, oh my gosh, my mouse is falling apart. Only subsequent legs do you have an issue with the GPS not sticking around, which tells me it's a bug, but I also like to not have the temptation. But I just wanted to show you the overview of this trip. We're just literally going along the coast. Okay, very simple. I guess we could use the map a little bit to check out the POI since we can use it to our advantage. But anyway, let's go down here and repair and refuel. Where are our fuel quantities down here? For me, it's Control R because I mapped it that way. Let's zoom this map out. Is it going to be this way? It's going to be like that. What does this one do? Well, they both do the same thing. Okay, I haven't flown this aircraft since the sim was new, so it's been a very long time for me. But we will figure it out together. Can't be that bad, right? It looks very cartoonish. Very cartoonish. Oh yeah, it has like the auto prop or something. That's what this is right here. I'll just play with that. Anyway, let's look at the outside. See where we are. That does look very cartoonish. Holy cow, that airplane. Whatever. Look outside. We're in the middle of a forest with a cutout for an airport. And our destination is going to be very similar to this, it looks like, I think. Alright, well, we didn't look this way, did we? There we go. as far as the eye can see. Just forest. Okie dokie. So let's read about where we're going and what's going to happen. Let's see here. Yep, see, we're landing in a similar type thing. All right, for about a minute, we're going to take off and we're going to go to Beagle Bay Community. After taking to the sky from Beagle Bay Airport, head to the northeast to Beagle Bay Community, an Aboriginal community established by Trappist monks in the late 1800s. So that'd be pretty much right away. So let's read about the next thing since we can. Fly to the northwest into the heart of Beagle Bay, which opens to the Indian Ocean. All right, so 26 degrees for a minute and then 296 for about 4 minutes, and then we'll keep reading as we go here. So 26 degrees, come down here, and we got to learn how to use this thing. That's altitude, the inner one. There we go. 26 degrees, I think it said. And then 296. There we go. Alrighty, cool. Does this have autopilot? It has to, because you can set stuff, but I don't see autopilot. Do I have to manually fly this whole thing? Which is fine, and if I weren't taking videos, I certainly would always manually fly. But because of the sake of video making, it's much easier to engage autopilot so we can look around, because my drone controls, you know, this view here, I use my yoke and pedals to control this thing. And when I move to drone mode, I completely lose control of my aircraft. So it either needs to be trimmed absolutely perfectly with no wind, or I have to use autopilot, and I don't see autopilot. Now, this could be an airplane where if you bind your autopilot controls to your keyboard, you can still do autopilot. Like, you can still engage and disengage and engage heading, bug, and altitude through keyboard commands. There are, or there were, some aircraft when the sim was new that you could actually still do that. But I'm having a thought that I don't have autopilot in this airplane. If I do, you can leave a comment, but it'll be too late, because remember, I recorded this a long time ago and forgot to edit it. I'm looking in the future because I already forgot to edit a bunch of stuff, and I'm not going to have time to edit this for a while. So there you go. I don't see autopilot. Do we see autopilot here? Sometimes if you click it, you can get autopilot. No? Okay. Do I see autopilot here? Sometimes if you click it, it'll engage things. See, there's nothing in here. Do I have like a Control Shift A? No, that did something that. How about... No, that does that. No. No. I'm trying to get stuff... Okay, that's doing... I'm doing something there. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to get stuff to show up here, and I'm not. So, therefore... No autopilot, we have to hand fly this entire bush trip, which won't be so bad for the first 2 legs, but that hour-and-a-half long leg that comes after this, not looking forward to hand flying. Okay, well, here we go. Do we even have a timer? We do down here. Okay, is there a timer on here though? Because, nav, map, setup. Nope. Setup, display. Nope. Whoops, not what I wanted. Can we turn the page? There's no page indicator down there. Well, the reason why I mentioned timer down here is because this timer resets itself, right? If I start the timer and I go like this, and I come back, timer's reset, see? Okay, so that means I need to look at the clock and or my stopwatch on my phone. So that's how this is going to be. If there's a way to start the timer again, it could be through keyboard commands maybe. But I don't see a way to do the timer here. No. Come here. Okay, this is a huge bummer. This is going to be a long bush trip without autopilot and having to do the timer on my phone. So again, if there's a way to do the timer and or I should say stopwatch, kind of, or the autopilot, let me know. But again, it's gonna be too late. Is there a way to like? No, not that. Is there a way to get higher in the seat here? There is. I think we're going to use this view as view 1 because I want to be able to see where I'm going, and I'm 6'4" in real life, so it's not that unrealistic. Alright, this is a very long introduction. Those of you know that's not what I wanted. This is a very long introduction for those of you who've never seen a bush trip before, but it's because of the aircraft we haven't used before. My other legs, we get right to it, like every other leg and every other bush trip, we get right to it. So here you go. Parking brake was off, now it's on. Okay, fine, whatever. Flaps are down 1, as it's supposed to be. Let's get going. Oh, this is STOL if I've ever seen it. Holy cow. There we go. Brakes to stop the wheels. I think this has gear. It does. Right, if we hop out, use the chase cam or circle cam with the dumb HUD. There we go. We do have gear. And flaps coming in. And there we go. So here we go. We're going to hand fly. Let's start the stopwatch, which my phone is way over there. A minute and something. And we'll go to the next POI, which was 296, right? Yep. Alrighty, well, you all know if we hand fly a leg of a bush trip, that means a lot more talking because I talk about what I'm doing as I do it. So I guess you can get a lot of talking for this bush trip. Alright, I do want to trim and get situated if I can, so that we can use the drone for a second. Let's use the drone really fast. I can at least grab a screenshot or two. Except the dang autopilot thing is in, or the co-pilot's in the way. See what happens. It gets thrown off because I can't control my aircraft. Let's stay nice and low. Okay, there's the community right there already. Let's not get too high for this entire bush trip because we don't need to. Okay, without auto speeding, over speeding, can I quick grab a few possible... That's a terrible screenshot. Let's get back in the aircraft. Alright, here we go. Alrighty. This is really hard to control too with the wind, which is supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen this way. Alright, we've got a minute. There's our tribal community, so we're going to reset the stopwatch thing. There we go. And we're going to go to 296, which is the heading thing here. We want to go down. Nope, that's altitude again. 296. Come on. Watch your altitude. Watch everything. 2. Come on. 96. We're getting there. There we go. 296 for how long did it say? 4 minutes so I get to the bay, which is up here somewhere, which is, if you're looking on your thing there, on the map is up there, probably, I would think. Seems pretty obvious to me. There you go. About 296 there. Looks like we're going to be following this river. I mean, that could be the bay in front of us, too. So it could be this huge area or that little one. Maybe it's this huge area. I don't know. We're going to fly like this for about 4 minutes or so by the time it's all said and done. Then read about the next thing. So I'll let you look out the window. And I'm going to be quiet for a minute here. Enjoy the views. I thought this had an auto prop feature, but I did have to just dial it back. Not sure. And then there's the manual thing, the auto thing. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I haven't flown in a long time. But anyway, we're going to push our speed here, and we're almost at our time. So this does have to be the bay in front of us, the bigger one. Let's see. Is this stable enough we can look outside with the drone? I don't think so. I mean, I'm trimmed pretty well, but it's just really windy. Which is supposed to be like they said. They're like, if you don't like the weather, fly at night or something like that. That's what the guy said in the last Twitch stream. Because it's supposed to be windy now. So I'm just getting used to it. Okay, I think we're set as we get closer to the coast. Let's hop out to the drone super fast. So we can look around while we have a second here. We got to take control of our aircraft. I love that river going back there. Oh, that is so gorgeous. Look at that. Alright, cool. Let's put the drone away and let's hop into the aircraft and let's read about our next thing here. So the third one down is 11 degrees. Let's put this away. Actually, let's restart the timer and switch this to 11 degrees and start heading that way as well. 11 degrees. There we go. And I could be following the GPS track, but I don't want to. I'm going to do this our own way, in case you were wondering what the heck I'm doing. Because this wanted us to go out to the water more, but we're following the navlog instead, and the navlog said to go to 11 degrees right now. So what's going to happen if we go to 11 degrees? Let's close these up, although I know they'll expand again. Middle Lagoon, which is probably this right here. Oh, 4 minutes. Maybe it's over here. I don't know. In 4 minutes, skirt the coast of the Indian Ocean to Middle Lagoon, renowned as one of the most beautiful locations on the Dampier Peninsula. That's 11 degrees for 4 minutes out. Then after that, because it's so close, let's read about it. After 4 minutes, we're going to switch to 44 degrees, and we're going to go northeast of Middle Lagoon, where lies Mercedes Cove, one of the most remote coastal locations in all of Australia. Cool. Alrighty, so 4 minutes in this direction, and then just a few seconds in that direction, and we'll rejoin. So where do you think we're going to make it? To 4 minutes out? We're probably going to make it to here, right? Probably, and then there's a location over here maybe. That's what I'm guessing. We're already a minute and a half in, so I'm going to try to fly this thing in the bouncy weather, and I'll see you in a little bit. Again, mainly just going to be views out the window because I can't use the drone when the plane's bouncing around like this without autopilot. Even though it's trimmed nicely, it still needs a lot of my input. So without autopilot, you're at the mercy of me, your tall turtle pilot. Look out the window with me, and I'll see you in a moment. So the lagoon has to be there because we're almost 4 minutes in. Yep, I was just going to say, oh, yep, okay, so we were perfectly lined up with this until it just changed on us. So just by using my navlog we were. So that's super cool. And waiting for our 4 minutes, then we'll turn, which again will keep us pretty much on track with that. So that's pretty cool that my navlogging is keeping us with the GPS like we're supposed to be. So that tells me that the lagoon was out over there. So did we read about the next thing? Yeah, we did. This is the 40 seconds at 44 degrees. So let's switch this to 44 degrees, which is going to be like that, right? And then restart my timer. And let's head to 44 degrees. And we're going to go to this remote thing, which we're actually probably over right now if you think about it, because we were over to the right a little bit. That was a lagoon, so that means we just went over this next community, which we were looking at, hopefully out the window. Hopefully my sightseeing and through the window got that. So actually, let's move to the next thing now. Next thing is 76 degrees. And I'll restart my timer again in a second on my phone. 76 degrees, there we go. Let's head towards that, which coincidentally, not coincidentally, lines us up with our GPS, which it should. I mean, you know, even though we're doing our own navigation, we should be lined up perfectly with the GPS, and we are, so I guess maybe I do know what I'm doing sometimes. Let's read about what it is, though. Close these up, I know they'll expand. Alright, Pender Bay, turn onto a east-northeast heading to visit Pender Bay, a coastal wilderness that is known for wildlife viewing, notably whale watching. So 3 minutes or so, we're already a minute in, so that means the bay is probably, you know, this huge thing we're going over right now. So when our timer gets to 3 minutes, we'll read about the next one, and we'll make our turn. We'll see how close it is to the GPS, though. I mean, ultimately, we should be lined up with it, and we have been pretty much the whole time, using our own navigation, so how cool is that? So again, a couple of views out the window. Actually, we might be stable enough over water that we can use the drone like this and look around first, and then we'll do some views without my voice, maybe. Let's just enjoy this for a second. The plane is turning a little bit. I don't have control of it, so let's hop back inside and regain control of our aircraft. And we're 2 minutes in, so I'm going to give you a little bit of quick looking out the window. I'll see you in a moment. Okie dokie, we got a little off track because I was sightseeing, looking out the window for like 30 seconds at a time instead of flying. So that's dangerous. You would not want to do that in real life. You would not want to take your eyes off the gauges for over a minute just so people can have some sightseeing views on YouTube. So we need to compensate for that. That would be where the wildlife viewing area would be, I would assume. Alright. Alrighty, so we are about, where are we at? We're at 3.5. Okay, so we're already beyond this, even though the GPS hasn't told us to change yet. We're going to change because we're doing it the Navlog way. So let's stop and reset our timer because we've passed it already. And now we are going to go for 2 minutes to 83 degrees, which isn't that much different. There we go, 83 degrees. Let's turn there. We're going to do that for, I guess our GPS did change, whatever. We're going to do the 83 degrees for 2 minutes. And we're going to maintain an east-northeast heading to Gurbalgun community, a small village on the shore of Pender Bay. So that means it's probably right up here somewhere. So we will look for that. And then after that, we will read about the next thing. Yep, that's it. Alright, can I do the drone again super fast? Let's try, because our community is going to be like right up here. We're going to fly directly over it. I want you to be able to see what it looks like. But we're too far away. So let's hop back inside so we can control our aircraft. And we're still gaining altitude, aren't we? The trim got all messed up when I was doing my sightseeing. Alright, we're already a minute in, so that means yep, there's the wind coming off the ground. We're already a minute in, so our community is going to be in this area. Can't see anything, again, probably because we're directly over it. But it's down there, it's under us, it's up here. And then we're going to, see the GPS said change already. So we're a little bit behind, which is fine. And timer said it's time to go now anyway. Alrighty, so what are we going to change to? We're going to change to 12 degrees, it looks like. Alright, coming up on 12 degrees. Not sure what I was saying because I had somebody call my work phone at like 11 p.m., which is not right. And why did I answer it? Because I'm dumb and it was just a stupid... It wasn't spam, but it wasn't for me, especially at 11 at night. So I don't know where the edit took us, but we were heading towards 12 degrees. Or was it 24? See, it's 24 degrees. See, it messed me up. I'm too tired to multitask tonight. There we go. So you want to be heading 24 degrees. And we're going to go to the Lombada community, or what did it say? Lombadina community. Fly to the east of the coastline to Lombadina community, an Aboriginal community on Cape Leveque. So we're going to fly this way for 7 minutes, which is quite a considerable amount of time. Let me put that away. And we're bouncing all around. I'm having a hard time getting over there to 24 degrees. So we're going to be going, and should it be that cape or that cape? Whichever one 6.5 minutes gets us to. It is 6.5 minutes, right? It is. Okay, let me regain my composure after that interruption that I had to edit out. And, yeah, if you're wondering why I don't turn off my work phone after hours, I'm not a 24/7 on-call person. Look at that road down there. But I don't turn my phone off either because I am in a position that if the right person calls about the right thing, no matter what time of day it is, then I do need to act on it, even though I'm technically not on call. So, yeah. It's just when it's 11 at night and my brain is half off, it's hard to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so there's a cloud shadow down there by the wing, which is amazing. Otherwise, it's just been forests and dirt roads and little communities. So, yeah, we're headed to Lima, Quebec, so I have to zoom in eventually here. There we go for it to pop in. Alrighty, 5 minutes left, it says. I don't know which cape is which. Whoops, I'm starting to drift off my line here. I just happened to glance at my gauges. Again, do not fly a real plane this way where you're misusing your gauges. I'm spending so much time jibber-jabbering and looking outside that I forget to look at my gauges. Man, not good, Turtle. I've really gotten out of practice doing these bush trips using autopilot and nav logs. Man, I really got to do some free flights where I just hand fly everything for a while just to get back in practice. So this must, well, no, that could be the cape up there, given our time. It's only been 2 minutes. that might be our cape. But anyway, we're looking for another community in a few minutes. I'm going to try to give you some drone view, but I'm having a hard time with this wind. So I might just be looking out the window. Regardless, enjoy whatever I've fed you in editing, and I'll see you in a couple minutes. Alright, we're coming up on about 5 minutes of flying, so we must be getting near the community. So let's hop outside really fast. I know I have the navlog up in the corner just because I was sick of the collapsing, unclappsing. There's the community right there, see it? The red under the wing. Let's move the drone down, see that right there? There's our community we're looking for. But we have to regain control of aircraft because that was the drone. Let's get back in control, then we'll check one more time here once we get a little bit closer. And then we'll make our next turn. So are we about over right now, do you think? I think we are. There we go. There's our community, our lobotomy community, or whatever they call it. Oh, there's a tennis court or something. No, there isn't. It's a field for food, probably. There's an airport there, too. Yep, nice big airport. All right, let's hop back inside. We do still have control of our aircraft. Very nice. All right, so what are we going to do now? Whoops. Oh, and I hit the dumb buttons. Now it's not collapsed anymore. Whatever. 12 degrees again. For 4 minutes or so. So let's head back to 12. Whoops, wrong way there, heading bug. Let's go back to 12 degrees. There we go. And what is the time on that? It is 3:36. So whoops, restart my timer. There we go. On my phone. And then we're going to head this direction. And then our airport's actually up ahead anyway. Well, there we go. And boom. All right, so let's read about what we're doing and where we're going. We are headed to Cape Leveque. From Lombardina community, fly to the northwest to Cape Leveque on the shoreline. I read that totally backwards. The northernmost extremity of the Dampier Peninsula, a historic camping area for nomadic people in the region. Well, that sounds pretty cool. And then right from there, we go to the airport, which is right over there. Turn to the southeast at Cape Leveque and head and land. Oh my word, it's literally late at night. And land at Cape Leveque Airport, which shouldn't be too hard to find. I mean, it's along the water, and there's a reddish sand strip, so it can't be too bad. So let's just enjoy the sights here for a minute together. In fact, I'm even going to stop my stopwatch. It's in the corner of my eye, drive me crazy. And that must be the airport in that area right there. I like that dirt road. And then I'm going to get on Google Maps and zoom out and see where we are in Australia. I mean, I know where we are in Australia, but to get like the bigger picture of where we are, it'd be pretty cool. So there we go. There is your back view, sort of. Enjoy that for a second here. And then we'll swing around and enjoy this back view. Whoa, as we crash into the ocean here. Pull up, pull up. Let's enjoy this view for just a second while I regain what I'm doing here. Good grief. Okay, what are we doing? Why are we going down? We were trimmed perfectly, and then as we go over water, it totally screwed us up. Anyway, we should have an airport right here as we turn. Where are you? I guess we can rely on GPS. I don't want to. I guess it's perpendicular. There it is, right there. So let's actually swing around like this. Let's start slowing down a little bit. And we'll come out far enough that we can see the runway from the water, and then we'll land pretty straightforward stuff. The Minecraft clouds. There we go. Well, there's a little bit of cliffage there. The shoreline doesn't go smooth with the ground. Let's not lose altitude though, please. Because it'll be hard to see. Let's fly out here a little bit, give ourselves plenty of space to see the runway so we can land, because we are going a pretty good clip. In fact, let's bring back throttles and nose up to slow down. Normally you nose up to slow down, but we also want to bring back throttles to keep us from climbing and to accelerate or deceleration. Alright, props are forward, all that's still in the red a little bit. Alright, we can get gear down now, just so we don't forget. And let's see if this is enough space. I hope so. If not, we'll have to go around. No peripheral vision, so let's try to look like this while we look at our gauges. See if that's possible. I'm doing this without relying on the GPS if you were wondering. There we go, that must be a runway over there, and it is. So let's try to go like this. Keep our one eye on the gauges, one eye on what's going on out there. And I guess we can come down into flap speed. I assume our flaps are going to slow us down quite a bit. Yeah, let's not do flaps quite yet. And, okay, here we go. There's our runway, I think. I mean, why else would the trees be cut out like that? Alright, let's go back to normal view. And let's come down into flap range now. Get back lined up here. Gear's already down. I think there's like 3 sets of flaps. I don't think we're going to need all 3, but we might use all 3 just so we can stop on a dime here. Alright. First set of flaps. Make us float as it should. Throttles are all the way back, by the way. We might need to goose a little bit of throttle. And let's get lined up so we're not off to the side like that. Kind of funny. I don't feel a crosswind, and there usually aren't winds in these bush trips except the Patagonia trip. That was pretty crazy. Alright, let's not lose altitude quite yet, because we do have to clear the trees, and we have hit trees before. We've clipped them with the wheels, and it has caused us to crash. So it used to be they were freebies, because I had gone through trees in other bush trips and we were fine. But in this case, the trees did cause us to crash. We got to get over these trees. What the heck? And now we land? Okay, there's the last tree. And we have full flap. We're not slipping it. We're just going to go in and bleed off speed with ground effects here. Just ride it all the way out. Just ride it all the way out. There we go. And where's the ground? There we go. Nose wheel down gently on the brakes. Flaps coming in. And we know we have to go that way when we take off, or there's going to be trouble in River City. Alright, only took 9 minutes longer than it's supposed to, but what else is new? Anyway, you know the drill. 1 leg per video, so like, subscribe, so you know when the next leg comes out, or when I get it recorded and edited, and I'll see you for that leg then.